Chris Jenkins' screams cut through the cold Halloween night. The street was empty. Lights flickered. Shadows danced. A struggle. A moment. Gone. Silence swallowed everything. Blood on the pavement. A phone dropped. No one answering. Neighbors peeked through windows, frozen in fear. Chris was gone before anyone could reach him. You're watching an unbelievable true story, where we only tell real stories. Not to scare you, but to prepare you. This happened in Minneapolis, Minnesota, on Halloween night, 2002. Chris Jenkins, 19, was walking home after a party. He had just left friends behind, thinking the street was safe. But someone had been watching. A single wrong turn, a second too late, and his night turned into tragedy. According to the FBI, 1 in 5 violent crimes in the U.S. happened to people under 25. FBI, 2002. Chris had no idea danger was near. He didn't know self-defense skills could matter in moments like this. A safety class might have made a difference, but it's too late for him. What happened next would shock the city, and it all started with one Halloween night mistake. Chris Jenkins ran his hands through his hair, cold bit at his fingers. Halloween candy wrappers rattled in the wind. His jacket zipped up tight, but it did little to stop the chill. He was 19, tall, slim, easy smile. Friends called him CJ, always laughing, always moving. He left the party around 10 p.m. The streetlights hummed, weak in the cold night. Minnesota winters were early in late October. Snow hadn't started yet, but the air was sharp, ready to cut. He didn't notice the shadow that moved behind a parked car. Chris had a plan. Walk home, grab a snack, maybe watch late-night TV. Nothing fancy. He liked small routines. Texted his mom on the way, said he'd be back soon. No reply yet. Probably busy. He turned the corner. His steps echoed on the empty sidewalk. He could hear a car in the distance. A cat hissed from a nearby alley. His phone buzzed. A text from a friend. "You made out alive?" LOL. He smiled. Typing back, he didn't hear the soft step behind him. This story is based on real events reported by police and news sources. Chris's street was quiet. The houses were dark. Halloween decorations swayed. Fake ghosts hung from trees. 1 or 2 porch lights flickered. Everything looked normal. Safe. Too safe. He didn't know the danger was close. A man, older, maybe mid-30s, had been watching the party. Waiting. Minneapolis police later said this man had a history of minor crimes, prowling neighborhoods. Nothing that screamed deadly. But tonight, everything changed. Chris reached the corner near his building. He felt a nudge, a push from behind. He stumbled. Heart raced. Breath came fast. He turned. There was no one. Just a shadow. He shook his head, thinking he imagined it. The man stepped out. Calm, slow. No rush. Chris froze. Too shocked to run at first. Then he tried. 2 steps. Then grabbed. Hands on his arms. Chris struggled. Screamed. The neighbors later told police they heard a short, sharp cry. That was it. Then silence. Chris's phone dropped. The screen cracked on the sidewalk. He had tried to call for help. No one answered. The man dragged him toward a dark alley. Nobody saw. The cold night swallowed every sound. Chris had dreams. He wanted to go to college, study computers, maybe make a little startup. He loved music, play the guitar. Funny, kind, gentle. That night, all that potential seemed frozen in the dark alley. Police arrived later. First call came from a neighbor, Mr. Thompson, around 10:45 p.m. He said he heard a scream, then nothing. When officers checked the street, Chris was gone. Only his phone, cracked and frozen on the sidewalk. The investigation began immediately. Minneapolis police went house to house. Witnesses were questioned. CCTV cameras were scarce in 2002. Some traffic cams picked up a blurry figure near the scene, but nothing clear. Chris had been targeted because he was alone, because he was young, because he was easy to spot. The man? Still unknown for hours. Police described him as methodical, careful. No one saw his face. Chris didn't know him. No argument. No fight before the push. It was sudden, random, yet calculated. In Minnesota, October nights are dark. The sun sets early. People lock doors and windows. Still, the city feels quiet, safe, even when it isn't. Chris's parents had taught him rules. Don't talk to strangers. Stay in well-lit areas. But on Halloween, everyone is a stranger. Costumes, masks, laughing kids. The rules blur. Chris tried to defend himself. He kicked, shouted. Nothing worked. One wrong move, and he was overwhelmed. It happened fast. A struggle that felt long in his mind, but short in reality. Later, police released a warning to the city. Stay alert. Don't walk alone at night. Consider taking self-defense classes. Know your exits. Small things can matter. Even one extra step can save a life. Neighbors shared what they saw. Lights flickered. Kids ran past on a candy hunt. One teenage girl, Emma, saw a figure carrying something. She told police later, but by then, the man had vanished. Chris was gone from sight. By midnight, the city felt different. Tension hung in the air. Halloween decorations no longer looked playful. Shadows were longer. Every crack in the sidewalk seemed sinister. Police walked the streets, questioning people. Flyers were printed. Photos of Chris shared on local news. Chris's friends were devastated. At the party, he had laughed, joked, danced. A normal night, just fun. Now, phones rang off the hook. Calls to his parents, friends. People were crying. Some refused to believe it could happen here, in Minneapolis. Not to Chris. One officer, Officer Lang, later said the first hours were crucial. Every second counts, he told reporters. A missing person at night can vanish fast, especially when the city is dark, streets empty, and people aren't paying attention. Police had little evidence. Footprints in dirt near the alley. A torn piece of clothing. Chris's phone, recovered hours later. No fingerprints. No clear lead. The city waited tense. Parents held their children close. Friends stopped walking alone. Halloween had lost its fun. This story reminds us, danger can appear in a second. It's cold outside, even in late October. A little caution, a safety course, paying attention. These small steps matter. And for Chris, it was too late. Morning came cold and gray. Minneapolis streets were quiet, almost empty. News vans lined the block near Chris's apartment. Neighbors whispered. Phones rang nonstop. Parents held kids close. Halloween had turned into a nightmare. Chris's parents were the first to arrive at the scene. His mom, Linda, clutched her coat, shivering, not from the cold, but from fear. She couldn't stop shaking. His dad, Marcus, kept rubbing his hands together. Neither spoke, just stared at the empty alley where Chris disappeared. Detectives moved quickly. Officer Lang and Detective Harris led the search. They talked to everyone at the party. Friends were confused, scared, crying. They remembered Chris leaving around 10. A normal night. Then nothing. This story is based on real events reported by police and news sources, Detective Harris said to reporters. He was taken in broad daylight, in the sense that people were nearby. But Halloween creates confusion. Costumes, noise, it works against us sometimes. The investigation went in circles at first. Minneapolis police had few leads. CCTV was limited. A blurry figure appeared on a traffic camera, tall, moving fast. Police compared the footage to known offenders. Nothing matched. Chris's phone told part of the story. Text to friends showed he was walking alone, upbeat, joking. Then a call went unanswered. Police analyzed it. Could they track the signal? Only for a few blocks. By the time they arrived, Chris was gone. Police talked to neighbors again. Some reported hearing scuffling, then silence. A few kids mentioned seeing a man in a dark hoodie. But Halloween costumes made descriptions unreliable. Everyone looked strange. Days passed. Minneapolis was tense. Flyers were everywhere. Missing, Chris Jenkins, 19, 6 feet 1 inch, slim, brown hair, last seen Halloween night. Friends handed out copies. Local news ran the story nonstop. Social media was limited in 2002, but online forums buzzed. People debated what happened. Some hoped Chris had run away. Most feared the worst. Authorities had to act fast. A suspect list was created. Men with criminal history in the area were questioned. Police checked every known prowler, every man who had been near the scene before. Hours turned into days. Nothing solid. Meanwhile, Chris's friends remembered small details. He had laughed at the party, danced, joked about the cold. Always looking out for others. Always kind. His roommate said he left his jacket behind by accident, but a friend insisted he grabbed it. Small choices, little things that mattered. Chris's parents tried to stay calm. They spoke to neighbors, friends, anyone who might have seen something. Marcus said, "We just want our boy back." Linda cried every night. She called his phone repeatedly. Every buzz of message made her heart jump. Every call unanswered tore it down again. By the third day, police focused on the dark alley. Forensic teams walked the snowless paths, looking for anything. Footprints, hair, clothing fibers. Every small clue mattered. Every shadow examined. Still, Chris's trail went cold. Community meetings started. Parents, teens, neighbors gathered. Warnings were shared. Safety tips repeated. Walking groups. Don't go out alone at night. Learn basic self-defense, officers said. Small steps, they reminded people, could save a life. A week later, Chris's wallet was found near a riverbank. Nothing else. Police suspected the perpetrator had moved him quickly. Someone who knew the streets, who knew how to vanish. Minneapolis had seen stranger things, but this felt personal. Close. Targeted. Friends started telling stories. How Chris helped them with homework. How he stayed late to make sure everyone got home safe. How he laughed, even at his own jokes. It was hard to imagine someone so kind becoming the victim of such violence. Detectives followed leads nationwide. They checked known criminals in neighboring states. Any Halloween-related reports. Any sightings of a man matching the vague description. Nothing matched. No arrests. No solid tip. Just questions. Endless questions. Meanwhile, the city reacted. Parents were more alert. Teens walked in pairs. Halloween night in 2003 felt different. Candies, lights, decorations, but a shadow hung over the memories of Chris Jenkins. The sense of safety had been broken. According to the Bureau of Justice Statistics, young adults aged 18 to 24 are at higher risk of violent crime than older adults. BJS, 2002. Minneapolis wasn't unique. Chris's case was a warning to all. Chris's family did not give up. Linda and Marcus spoke at local schools, told teens to be aware, told neighbors to watch each other, told friends to learn self-defense. Small lessons, they hoped, could prevent another tragedy. Days turned into weeks. Police reviewed evidence repeatedly. They checked every call, every text, every witness statement. Patterns were examined. None led to a suspect. Minneapolis felt cold, both from the weather and the fear. Chris's friends stayed vigilant. They visited his favorite spots. Some left candles. Some wrote letters to him, even though he would never read them. The pain was sharp, real. The laughter he brought into their lives replaced with silence. Police never ruled out random violence. Halloween, they explained, is unpredictable. Costumes hide intentions. Darkness hides movements. A single second can change everything. Chris's moment of vulnerability, a short walk alone, was all it took. The investigation stretched into months. Leads dried up. Calls came in with rumors. None reliable. Police kept working, though. They couldn't stop. They had to keep hope alive. But Minneapolis knew. One Halloween night had changed the city forever. Chris's story reminded people to be careful. To check doors, watch surroundings, pay attention. A safety course, they said, could help anyone stay alert. Even small actions matter. Even small choices can save a life. And for Chris, he was remembered. His room stayed the same for weeks. His guitar leaned against the wall. Posters on the wall, untouched. Friends spoke of him with laughter and tears. Every story, every memory honored him. The man who took Chris? Still unknown. The city wondered if he would be caught. Some believed he would never face justice. Others hoped, someday, the truth would come out. Minneapolis learned a lesson in fear, caution, and the fragility of life. Chris Jenkins, 19, with dreams and laughter, became a warning for everyone walking alone. A reminder that darkness can hide more than shadows. Weeks passed. Minneapolis streets felt heavy. Halloween decorations came down. Cold winds swept through empty alleys. But Chris's memory stayed alive. Police still searched. Neighbors stayed cautious. Everyone knew one night could change everything. Detectives re-examined evidence. Footprints in the alley were measured. Clothing fibers sent to labs. Chris's phone was checked again. Nothing new. No calls. No texts. No trace of the man who took him. The city waited. Parents held children tighter. Teens walked together. Everyone wondered, could it happen again? Could the same shadow strike someone else? Chris's friends refused to forget. Sarah, his best friend, wrote letters to him, kept them in her notebook. "I miss your laugh," she wrote. "I can't believe this happened." Others shared memories at school. Teachers remembered him as polite, helpful, full of life. Meanwhile, police followed new leads. They questioned people who came forward. A man in a car near the alley. A stranger seen loitering near the party. Nothing concrete, just whispers, hints, shadows. Chris's parents joined the hunt. Marcus visited neighborhoods, talking to people, asking for any clue. Linda held vigils, lighting candles for Chris. The city slowly joined. Flyers were put up at stores, gas stations, community centers. "Have you seen Chris Jenkins?" The investigation became a puzzle. Minneapolis had no surveillance cameras like today. People's memories faded. The trail grew colder by the hour, then by the day. Police admitted it was one of the hardest cases. No witness could give a clear description. No fingerprints. No confession. For the first time, Chris's parents spoke publicly. "We just want our boy home," Marcus said at a news conference. "We want answers. Someone knows something." Linda cried openly. Her voice broke as she added, "Please, for the love of life, help us find him." The city responded. Volunteers joined searches in alleys, parks, abandoned buildings. Flyers handed out in neighborhoods. Police urged people to be alert. Teens were warned. Walking alone at night can be deadly. Parents were reminded. Teach your kids self-defense. Months passed. Christmas lights came up across Minneapolis. Streets filled with shoppers. Smiles and music tried to cover the shadow of Halloween 2002. But for Chris's friends and family, joy felt distant. Cold. Empty. Detectives never stopped. Tips came in from other states. A man matching the vague description spotted in Chicago, St. Paul, even Fargo. Every lead chased. Every rumor checked. Nothing brought Chris back. Police offered a reward for information. $10,000 to anyone who could lead to the arrest of the man responsible. Flyers updated. News stories repeated. But the city knew. One small mistake, one moment alone, had changed everything forever. Chris's story reached schools. Teachers told students, be alert. Walk in groups. Learn self-defense. Don't assume streets are safe. Small lessons, they hoped, could prevent another tragedy. In Minneapolis, families remembered Chris. Candles lit in windows. Balloons left at street corners. People held on to the hope that someday justice would come. Even if Chris never returned, the city would remember him. The FBI statistics reminded everyone. Young adults are at high risk. A second of vulnerability is all it takes. Chris's age, 19, put him in a group most affected by violent crime. FBI, 2002. Parents and teens learned hard lessons. Chris's friends shared stories online, in forums. How he helped with homework. How he never judged anyone. How he laughed even at bad jokes. Every post a memory. Every memory a tribute. Minneapolis police remained committed. Cold case units kept reviewing evidence. Tips still trickled in. Witnesses aged, memories faded. But the hope of finding the man alive, or at least identifying him, never died. Chris's parents never stopped advocating. They pushed for better street lighting, neighborhood watches, programs teaching teens safety skills. If our son can't walk safely, at least others can, Linda said. Years passed. Chris's disappearance became part of Minneapolis's history. Halloween no longer felt fun for many. Costumes, lights, laughter, all mixed with fear. Families stayed closer. Teens walked together. Small habits changed. The man responsible? Still unknown. Police never confirmed an arrest. Reports suggested he may have fled the area. Minneapolis learned an important lesson. A moment alone, a moment of vulnerability, can have lifelong consequences. Chris's story remains a warning, a reminder of fragility, of darkness hiding in plain sight. Neighbors watch, teens pay attention, parents remind children about safety. And for Chris, laughter and dreams frozen in that alley forever. The tragedy left scars. Emotional, physical, community-wide. Minneapolis remembers. Friends remember. Family remembers. And they hope someday, the person who took Chris Jenkins will be found and face justice. Even decades later, Halloween is never just fun again. Streets are quiet. People walk in pairs. Lights shine a little brighter. And somewhere, Chris's memory lives, whispering, "Stay alert. Stay alive." Years rolled on. Minneapolis changed. Halloween came every year. Decorations, laughter, music. But families, friends, and neighbors remembered Chris Jenkins. His story stayed alive. The fear, the pain, and the lessons didn't fade. Chris's parents never gave up. Marcus and Linda kept speaking at schools and community meetings. Be alert, they said. Walk in groups. Know your exits. Learn self-defense. Small tips, small precautions. They hoped someone else would be safer because of Chris. Chris's friends grew up. College, jobs, families. But each Halloween, they remembered him. They told new friends about his laugh, his guitar, the way he helped others. They shared his story as a warning. Not to scare, but to prepare. The investigation stayed open. Cold case detectives kept looking at old evidence. The torn piece of clothing, the footprints in the alley, Chris's cracked phone. Tips still came in. Some were nothing. Some led to dead ends. But the hope of finding the man alive, or at least identifying him, never died. The city learned hard lessons. Streets were safer. Neighborhood watches formed. Parents walked with teens. Even small safety steps became part of everyday life. Minneapolis had a shadow from that Halloween night, but it made the community stronger. Chris's story reminds everyone, violence can happen fast. 1 second alone, one small mistake, one dark alley. It can change everything. But awareness, caution, and preparation can help. Linda often visited the alley where Chris disappeared. She left flowers, candles, small notes. "I love you," she whispered. "We remember you." Marcus came too. They held hands and stayed silent. The city moved on, but their hearts stayed connected to the son they lost. Even with decades past, Halloween night in Minneapolis carries a cautionary tale. The streets may look normal. People may laugh and play. But the memory of Chris Jenkins is always there, waiting to remind anyone who listens. One night alone can be dangerous. Small choices matter. Small actions save lives. Chris's dreams, college, music, laughter, ended too soon. But his story lives on, in friends, in family, in Minneapolis streets, in warnings, in lessons, in hearts. For those who hear his story, stay alert. Walk together. Learn to protect yourself. And remember Chris Jenkins, 19 years old, taken on Halloween 2002. Minneapolis still remembers. And as winter arrives and streets grow cold, people in the city pause. They check doors, hold hands, walk carefully, because they know one small moment can change everything. Chris's life was short, but his story is eternal. A warning, a tribute, a reason to be careful, to be aware, to never forget. And now, as the city sleeps under a blanket of December snow, we leave you with this thought: one night, one mistake, one lost life, but countless lessons for everyone left behind. Chris Jenkins, gone but never forgotten. The city hopes someday justice will come. Until then, the memory of that Halloween night remains. Silent, cold, warning everyone who passes through the streets he once walked.